Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 72 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me this week, as they do each and every wonderful week we make this show, are my players, whose names are as follows.
Sorry, I got interrupted. So, to make up for lost time, I'll go really fast. Hi, my name is Ben, and I'll be playing the level 6 wizard, Winsor Wallaby, along with his cuddly little companion, Mr. Wiggles. Hopefully, I'm not in too deep of trouble, because I just got back to the party, and, oh, he's dead.
Good point. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. Hey, put the music back on. Wait, what? Who died? Hi, everyone. It's me, Carla. And I play the level 6 Tiefling Rogue Integrity Adderberry. Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
That always just makes me think of that scene from Community. Anyway, hi, my name is Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 6 half-elf bard. There's been a murder, now it's time for a class trial. That's how this goes, right?
They're gonna blame us.
And I'm Sam, and I play the level 6 human sorceress, Serenep Cinderman. I know they tell you to pop till you drop. I don't think they meant it like
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Oh, that's a good one.
And
That's
last...
how he died secretly. There was no murder. It was literally just he partied too hard.
He heard the
Underbat wanted to make his own
my
golem party by himself.
He heard the music.
He was jealous that he wasn't invited.
He heard the music, and he was like doing flips, and then hit his head, and then he died.
Oh, yeah, this is my jam. Whoops.
He was murdered by his own incompetence.
I like the idea, Underbow doesn't dance. He just does like acrobatics.
Just
doesn't
literal
know how to
flips.
See, I was just thinking he'd be like a white dad at a barbecue, but I honestly like just him randomly doing flips even better.
And
Well, he won't be flipping anymore.
He'll be flipping in on that big cardboard box in the sky.
Are you kidding? He'll be doing flips in his grave when he finds out we won't catch his murderer.
Oh. And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students attended the long-awaited Gollum party. Serenep and Philip matched their outfits, as all entirely platonic childhood friends do. Winsler met with the Woods Witch Celti and received a task and a gift, the Tear of an Angel. Integrity earned the forgiveness of her friend and roommate Sylvie, and Mira, unshaken by a mysterious visitor the night before, had a truly wonderful conversation with her crush, Delnus Raithrin.
Aw.
But before the night got too good, the party was interrupted by the announcement that there had been a murder. Headmaster Underbow is dead.
Dun, dun, dun.
What?
So, you have all been escorted by Golem and Professor back to your respective dormitories, where you will, if you recall, be under campus lockdown until this murder is solved, in the words of Lord Peters, member of the Wildcliff Council of Administrators.
Look at me, I'm on the council.
Look at my fancy robes. I have authority.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't deserve that.
Is it just any authority figure? Any authority figure you guys are just gonna transfer hate onto?
No.
Yeah. Well, now that Underbow's dead, we
The
need to
only
get
one I've-
some of that
the only
hatred
one that
on
I've
someone.
truly hated was Bailey.
Yeah.
He's not even an authority figure. He's just an asshole.
But he speaks with authority.
That's
enough. So
Well, Bailey's going to become the new headmaster now,
Oh
so
my
that
gosh.
makes perfect sense.
This is really the worst
That would be
timeline.
horrible.
So, you're all escorted back to your rooms. The night passes, unless anything. Oh! The night does not pass. Winsler, you have a large egg. It's not an egg. It's actually
It's not an egg,
It's
but
a crystalline object in an egg shape.
egg adjacent.
Back in your room with Kurt. Do you want to make any reference at all to having this thing?
Well, yeah. I've been waiting for this thing for so fucking long.
So,
I'm just gonna pull it right out of my pocket, and I'm gonna
What?
go, Kurt,
Pocket?
look at this.
Winslow, this
Yeah?
is not. I know that we joke and jest about the size of pockets in this show, but this
I
is
thought we determined that I was wearing overalls with a giant ass pocket in the
Like, on
front
the
where I was
front?
carrying it like a
Okay.
mama kangaroo or something.
I don't remember establishing this, but we can have established this right now.
I made allusions to it before.
Okay, so out from your large, stretched out denim pocket, I presume.
Yes.
Because jeans exist, you pull a rough surfaced egg-shaped crystal, the tear of an angel. It has it has liquid all over it, and it seems fairly slippery, almost like a glass plate covered in soap.
Ew.
Yeah,
Fun.
carry on.
Kurt, look at this. Look what I have.
As you enter the dorm, he will close the door. As you pull this egg out, he will look at it and go, is that the head for the, and he points at the inanimate half or 3/4 complete skeleton of a golem resting upon your combined table. And he goes,
Yeah, this is
the head.
Yeah,
You got it?
It's the head. Yeah, I got it.
He will push aside with immense haste many of the plans and pieces of homework and textbooks seated upon the corner of the desk where he had been working. And
Didn't you need those or?
Winsler, the head is more important. The golem is more important, okay? And he will grab one of his pillows, fluff it very vigorously, and place it with precision so that you might rest this egg-shaped crystal upon it.
Okay.
Okay. And you can both stand there for a little while admiring this egg. Probably he would be poring over those notes that you provided about how to assemble the golem, looking for the actual step of attaching the head to the rest of the body and making sure that it works and everything. And that's how you can pass your night.
Hell yeah. After so long.
The rest of you, would anything be of note in your dormitories? Mira, when
Well,
you
if Alina-
return...
Oh.
yes.
No, the only thing I was gonna say is that like if Alina's asleep or like goes to the bathroom at any point, I want to see if I can open the jar
Oh,
or
okay.
if it's like sealed. Because
Okay.
this lady's like, oh, I have stuff to do tomorrow night, and now someone's turned up dead. Okay, cool. I want to know what the fuck is in there.
Okay. So, yeah, Alina would go... She pees a lot. So she would go to the bathroom quite frequently in the night.
Well, she has such a small bladder.
Yeah, obviously. So while she is attending to that, you could presumably attempt to open this urn. I will make the note that when you had returned to your room, it was like a pungent floral scent, like the same scent from last night.
Like really
when-
strong perfume.
Yes.
Ah.
So you can pull this urn with some difficulty. It's like a bit too snug of a fit underneath your bed, but you can get it out. And this little face on the lid is just kind of staring back up at you. And give me a strength check to try to take that lid off, please.
Absolutely.
Pop the
Oh
top.
my god. Okay. Natural 20 plus 1. 21. Mira just got really strong suddenly.
Mira channeled her inner strength.
The entire thing cracks.
I need to look at something.
The suspense. What if it's like some really obscure like Jack in the Box?
And then it's like, oh no, now we have to figure out this riddle.
A little cartoon snake pops out.
Oh God.
Okay.
Remember this?
This is a wonderful event which has just occurred. Let me take note of it.
I don't
Boy.
like the fact that you used the word wonderful.
No, that's never a good sign.
I can't imagine I would ever do anything that was against you, the players. I'm on your side.
Then don't say it was so bad then.
As you pull Mira with like, I don't know what possesses you to have this strength, but it's like you're pulling on it like nothing ever before. Like you need to know what's in here.
Yeah.
And you feel a very sudden give as the lid seems to become unsealed. And this floral aroma, this kind of perfume smell that is filling the room or has filled the room already, immediately as soon as you pull the lid and remove the lid, it immediately becomes so much stronger. Like there's nothing else that you can smell except for that. It's like if you covered like a rag in perfume and then like stuck it into your nose, right? Like not
Ew.
like it's just like so overpowering you can't like think, like it's just in your sinuses, like almost giving you a headache kind of smell. But you pull the lid off this thing and then like where were you sitting? Were you just like sitting on the floor doing this?
Yes, but I'm
Okay.
right next to my bed.
Okay. So you would pull this lid off. This smell fills your nose, fills the room. You hear Alina from the bathroom go, "Ew, what does that smell?" And looking into this urn, you see a very thick green liquid. And
Is it similar to the liquid that was on my bed when she sat in it?
is, yes. And it seems to be like slightly, it has little chunks of congealed liquid in as well, which would kind of explain like the gelatinous sections that were like around when you were trying to clean up. And it's like this green color, this deep green, the same color that that figure's or that individual's eyes were, and it's kind of translucent as well. And looking into it with the dim light of whatever you have in your room, because it is nighttime at this point, there's not like natural sun. You can see
Probably
that.
just candles.
Yeah, you can see in the candlelight inside this urn seems to be curled up in a fetal position, small, like frame of a person or a humanoid.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
This is like a fucking fantasy test tube.
You got a whole ass
A
person.
fantasy test tube.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
It's
I think I
Undertale.
like reel back in horror and just like immediately put the lid back on and like just shove it the fuck under my bed.
Okay, you put the lid on. It doesn't feel like it seals properly, and you try to shove it back under your bed, and this fluid just starts leaking out everywhere.
Ah.
Gross.
Gross. I'm gonna like probably like wrap it in a towel
Okay, yeah.
and like keep it upright maybe so that it
Okay.
doesn't like leak out.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like have it wrapped in a bunch of towels upright so people can't exactly see what it is, but it's not knocked over and spilling either.
Okay, wonderful.
That sounds
Wonderful.
nasty.
Sorry, I just spilled some perfume.
You should get a refund. The perfume sucks.
That's some kind of perfume, all right.
Mhm. Mira, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
See, I'm gonna get cursed again. You're like, why don't you touch magical items? And then I touch magical items and I fucking die. Okay, I don't believe that I just rolled two now. I'm showing you, but that was a second natural 20, and this feels suspicious to me, so I'm switching out dice. But that being said, that's a 22.
Okay.
Bad mojo.
This one is too lucky, and I'm throwing it away now.
Goodbye, dice.
So are you just gonna go to bed right after this, Mira?
I think I'm probably going to like stare at it for some amount of time and just watch it and like, because I'm freaked out by the fact that Underbow's dead. I'm freaked out by the fact that I met this thing yesterday and then a murder happened, and I'm freaked out by the fact that there seems to be some kind of creepy fetus in here. I don't want it to like come to life
wanna
at night
be
and try to
very
kill
clear.
me.
It looks like a person that's like an adult, not like a baby.
That like Voldemort in that movie when he was like in a fetal position and he was being thrown into the
Benjamin
soup.
Button
Yeah,
guy,
similar. Yeah.
Ugh.
Ew.
Yeah, no, that's horrific to me. I'm going to be staring at it for some amount of time to make sure it does not come to life and murder me in my sleep, please.
Wonderful.
Eventually, I think I'll go to bed, though.
Okay.
But
So as you're sitting there, staring at it, looking around the room, kind of like taking in everything, like the smell of this just liquid, just as I said, fills your sinuses. There's nothing else that you can concentrate other than this smell. And the urn itself, there's small patterns of snakes carved into the surface, and they, as you're watching it, appear to start writhing and moving. The floor beneath you starts to, like, the wood grain of the floorboards seems to start moving as if, and looking at them, like if you look directly at them, you can tell that they aren't moving, but when you look back to focus on the urn, it looks like the individual pieces of grain are moving,
like one of those
around.
optical illusions where things look
Mhm.
like they're spinning unless you
Correct.
focus really hard on them.
Yeah, and it's just a whole lot of not great time until you eventually go to sleep that night. as difficult as that might be. Oh, sorry. There's another piece that would be very evident to you.
No.
Another thing in your periphery that you're like, as you're trying to look around and stuff, I assume at one point you would see your left arm in your peripheral vision, and it looks like underneath the skin, anywhere from just above your elbow down, the same place where your arm was missing the time you went to Purgatory a few days ago. It looks as if the actual skin underneath or the muscle underneath is writhing around, and as if something's in there.
Ew.
I hate this so much.
Disgusting.
Does it feel like there's like a
Cool.
bug crawling in there?
It doesn't feel any different than normal. It's slightly warm, as it always is, really. Not to the level of like uncomfortable warm that it was when you were in Nebulosis. If you recall, it was like almost to the point of like not being able to sleep. It was so warm. It's just like almost like a mild sunburn. Like it's just ever present, and now it looks like it's writhing
it's
under
so
your
gross.
skin.
I'm so sorry, Mira.
So, with that, I guess we
Anyway.
can go on to next morning. What a lovely
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
All of you would be woken up with knocks, not at the same time. Throughout the morning, you'd be woken up. There's no morning wake up as there typically is. Instead, there's like a knock at the door, and you hear a voice that says, "Breakfast is available." And then you hear footsteps going away. And if you were to open the door, you could see that either one of the clockwork golems, either Ari or Toll, depends on what building you're in, is distributing trays of breakfasts for everyone's rooms.
Oh, damn.
Breakfast.
Always thought it'd be nice to get to like be served breakfast in our rooms, but I did not want this to be how it happened.
Room service.
Is there anything specific you guys want to do during this day? You're locked in your rooms.
My room is now suddenly a source of horror and terror for me, so
Okay. What did you want to do, Serenep?
Even in the insanity that's happening right now, I'm always someone who kind of looks at weird details. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the breakfast thing that happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna take this slime out.
Serenep.
Because was it
Serenep?
out of the thing
Great.
again?
This is a
Yeah.
great thank you. You wake up, Serenep. There is a knock at the door. You hear the voice say, "Breakfast is served," right? And you look out and you see already on your table a lovely spread of breakfast items already, right? Even more extravagant than yesterday's, on brand new serving plates and with brand new, even fancier cutlery. And it's
When I got back last night, was the other stuff gone?
the other
or-
stuff, the plates and silverware remained, but the food vanished. Yes.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm gonna I'm gonna grab the blanket from my bed
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like cover the table and run to the door to say hi and get food and thank them.
Absolutely. You get a small silver tray of food. What are those things called? The cloches, right? Like the metal cloche, like the little lid that you put on the food.
Oh, the lit. Oh, yeah. I know what you're
it's called a
talking about.
cloche.
Oh,
I'm fairly
I don't know what
100%
they're actually
certain.
called.
I think it's called a cloche. So I'm going to use the word cloche.
Okay.
Feel free to correct me.
There you go.
People, please let me know if it's not a cloche and I'm being an idiot. So you have this small silver tray and it has a couple cloches on it. One that's large and seems to be the main meal. Another that has little fruits under it. And not investigating, but just being like, what's under here? It seems to be the exact same food, only a bit worse prepared than the food that's on your table.
Okay. I'm going to thank them and go back into my room and like close the door and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is the same like slime stuff on the ground, or is it just
There seems to be a small residue, similar to what would appear if you were to like have a cartoon of like a snail crawling around. How they leave that like how they leave that.
Are you saying I got a pet snail?
No, you did not get a pet snail.
Because that's awesome.
But
a
there's
snail
like
that
this,
generates infinite food is the best pet.
there is like a trail of slime from the cabinet to the table and back to the cabinet. Yes, and it seems to be frothy is a good word. Like there's a bit of foam with it as well. And the
Okay,
cabinet is still locked as you locked it yesterday.
Okay, so number one, I'm gonna take the blanket back off of
Mm-hmm.
the hiding of the odd food has been mission success.
Mhm.
Stealth increase, that's done. I'm gonna move the blanket and I'm gonna go over to the cabinet and
Uh-huh.
I'm going to open it.
Yes.
And is it
You
what's happening in there?
Okay, you see the jar. The top of the jar is sealed, perfectly fine, and this goo, this ooze, this slime that's in there, this was this like lavenderish purple. It seems to be a deeper, darker, more royal purple today, and there's a bit of like foaming up at the top, and
I'm
it
gonna
seems
bring the
to be cleaner than it was yesterday.
it self cleans. Perfect.
What the fuck?
I'm going to bring the jar out from the cupboard and I'm going to go back to the table and I'm going to like sit down and put the jar in front of me on the
Mhm.
table.
Mhm.
And I guess my day is going to be spent trying to communicate with it. Like very clearly there is something happening with this line where like it is doing like it's making me food. I want to thank it for that.
Aw.
I also have a lot of questions.
Give
Like,
me a nature check.
Okay. That is a 15.
As you talk to it and speak to it, are you talking in like a soft voice, like you would talk to a dog, or like are you just talking to it like another person?
I would say I would talk to it like another person.
Okay, excellent.
Like I'd be like, "Hi, my name is
Mhm.
Sarah Nepth. I realize we don't really know each other." And then she's gonna say to the side, "I'm talking to a jar," and then go back to the jar and say, I don't know if you were aware of the whole. We had a whole thing with an ooblex. I don't know if I had originally thought that you were part of that, but you're doing nice things. So I'm guessing you're not a part of that. And I was hoping you could answer some questions I have about what you are, who you are, that kind of stuff. Did I accidentally steal you away from me and my... Did we accidentally take you from the kitchen? Is that where you want to go back to?
When you say
Like,
kitchen,
is there a sign?
when you say kitchen, you get it starts to foam up a little bit more, right? You can actually see it producing these little bubbles inside like the actual like under the bottom at the bottom of the slime. You can see these little bubbles forming and they rise to the top and like pop 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 and like a little bit of more foam gets created. And it's like this like very lovely looking like the color I'm imagining for the foam is like you know what's the bubble tea flavor? Taro?
Yes.
Yes. It's like that color.
Flavor.
Oh.
It's like this lovely little light purple, the foam color is. And so as you mentioned the kitchen, it starts to foam up a little bit more. And I think with a nature check of 15 and a day worth of research or just trying to talk to it, anytime you seem to mention food to it or food related things such as kitchens, or even if you were to reference the plates, it would start to foam up and froth a little bit more.
Can I tell if the foaming is like a positive reaction or a negative reaction?
I don't think you could infer that. I think that you could make a decision either which way, right? But I don't think it's immediately obvious.
Okay.
So that's
think-
yes. You think
I think I'm gonna like look at it and I'm gonna like figure like make those connections. Obviously, I'm so smart. With the slime, and I'm gonna say to it, okay, I can't get you back right away. We're currently on lockdown, but I promise as soon as I am able to, I will take you back to the kitchen where you belong.
It's frothy. It's nice and frothy. So that's where we will leave that for now. So the day passes. All of you are getting accustomed to just hanging out in your rooms. Winsler, you
Topical.
and Kurt spend the entire day presumably just working on attaching this head.
Yep.
The little neck piece, the neck, like it's not like there's a part that it actually attaches to. It seems that I think I remember saying it's just a little concave like section in brass that the head just kind of like rests upon, right? So you two kind of get to working on that with the little amount of brass you have remaining. And by the end of the day, you're approaching a done state. There was a quick 30-minute power nap in the middle of the day just to recuperate. But other than that, it's been very intense hammering and doing some like the calculations of the actual like what dimensions this little concave surface has to be. That's been your major role in this, while Kurt works with like the actual material itself.
I feel bad for our neighbors.
At a certain point in the day, probably around evening, what's the best way to approach this? At a certain point in the evening, all of you will have knocks on your doors. Not, again, at the same time. Who would it start with, I wonder? I guess it doesn't really matter who it starts with. We can say that it starts with Integrity. Integrity, you have a knock at your door.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door.
You see the large figure of Toll. Their head is a spherical orb. They are wearing a long cloak which reaches down to the ground. It seems to be covered in stars, as if it's a wonderful starscape. It's like this beautiful blending of black to blue. And they will say to you, "Miss Idleberry, please accompany me. We must go get your group mates."
Okay, why?
The Council of Administrators has made certain decisions regarding detention duties, which must be carried out now.
Okay,
I got very scared.
let
for
me
a second.
just...
For detention, you have to find out who killed the headmaster.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you're on
Clean up
detective
this mess
detention
because we don't want to
duty.
do it.
Oh no.
Okay.
Let me just put my...
It's, I think it's really very indicative of what this school values and what its culture is like, that even during a murder lockdown, we're forced to serve out our detention.
Well, maybe they're taking us in to say, hey, you guys don't have to continue doing detention because, like, the dude who gave you the punishment is dead.
Damn, that's a really great incentive to kill anyone who gives you
Grabs a
detention.
lamp.
Oh my god. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Exactly.
So the four of you are assembled. You're also brought to the 8th floor of the same building you're on, Integrity. I think that's 2 floors up from you. I think that's the next place you go to, actually, is and you see Toll knock on this door, and you see Syndra come out and speak to them. I apologize. And Syndra, again, is also accompanying you on this wonderful little journey to assemble everybody. So
Join us. It's a fun time.
over the next 4 minutes, that's very generous. Over the next 15 or so minutes, the 4 of you plus Syndra are all assembled by Toll, and they bring you to a room that's not too far from the dormitories. It's right outside of dining hall, and it seems to be Winsler. You recognize this place. It's one of those, like, it's labeled maintenance, Scala maintenance, and it's one of those cupboards similar to the one you had broken into, if you recall,
yes.
all that time ago.
Yeah.
And Toll will open the door and allow you all to enter. It seems to be quite different from the room you had gone to, Winsler. In the corner, there's still one of these large cylindrical crystalline chambers. Almost looks like a walk-in shower for the sake of you all envisioning it. That's what it looks like. It's just like a 10-foot tall walk-in shower. Anyways, but there's also been placed in here a long table. There is a small box of things, wands and other such things on the table, as well as those wonderful instruments from the Disenchantment Den that you all are have such fondness for, the ones that look like the little bottle capping machines. And there's a couple stools.
Oh, looks like they just relocated our old workstation.
And Toll,
time to get back to work.
Toll will, as they close the door, and you hear them lock it very firmly.
Wow.
It's like a large bolt that they just like slide across, and they will turn and be looking in your all's general direction, you presume, and will say, "The Council of Administrators has agreed that your detention duties shall be ended due to the lockdown of campus. However, in Underbow's final written words, He wanted all detention duties carried out one final sentence.
What?
Excuse me?
I am
Why is
too
he like
young
this?
to die.
What was the
He
point
wrote
of
a
having
will
our detention voided
specifically
then?
requesting that we have to do detention. This fucking guy.
Before I die, I just want to have one more day.
You know what? I don't even care that he's been murdered. That bitch.
Oh my god.
Toll holds up. Toll will hold up one of their hands, their brass hands, and
No,
will say,
don't hit me.
"It
Oh my god.
it was written many, many years past. Do not worry. It is not a
He
direct.
planned for this.
It was not a direct.
He knew.
This was premeditated.
It was not a direct result of the five of you's detention duties, nor your companions who are working with Miss Ava Redding in the archives this evening. This was
Okay.
just a blanket statement for all detention doers.
Of course it was.
Man, he
Are
really
you
didn't
able
like
to
us, did he?
tell us anything about what's going on? Like, why can't they just bring him back? I mean, there's like necromancy people here.
It's been the body's not fresh. We don't have a diamond.
Professor Underbow
He's an asshole.
had,
We don't want to make him live again.
He had a do not resuscitate.
Do not revivify.
Professor Underbow
That's it.
has been consulted from beyond the grave using such magics as you're speaking about, and the investigation of his murder is underway. However, due
They can't tell
to
him who killed him?
yeah,
I guess
really
he doesn't know
though.
he doesn't know who killed him. I guess maybe they were standing behind him or something.
It's like, oh, murders would
shit,
be
you're
so
right.
easy if we like could just ask them.
Well, I imagine
Isn't-
anybody
wasn't that
in
the
this
premise of the
world.
Ghost Whisperer?
Okay, well, I imagine anybody in this world who is going to kill someone who understands that there's magic to communicate with the dead is going to take great lengths to make sure that the person who they kill doesn't see who they are.
That or
I
they
mean,
might
I
have like
suppose.
memory magic.
are
True.
you all finished quipping now?
No.
Oh shit, you could hear that?
Yeah, sorry. Just wanted to know what was going on because we're kind of all being kept in the dark
Yes.
about this.
That is purposeful so as not to instill panic in the students.
Too
A
late.
formal
Everybody
declaration,
panic.
a formal declaration by Lord Peters will be done tomorrow morning when investigations are suspected to have concluded.
Okay, thank you.
Regarding Headmaster Underbow's non-revival, he had informed his family prior to becoming headmaster that it was against his wishes, and therefore we will be respecting that and allowing him to pass on.
Fair enough.
Man, you
Jeez.
conveniently have an answer for everything.
Jeez. Okay, well, okay. I don't like this, but cool.
Yes, so you will serve out your final short detention sequence here under the supervision of myself, as decreed
Oh,
by the
great.
Council of Administrators.
What will we be doing?
Now I can't just like.
You will be disenchanting that box, and they point at this box. I'll make a note. It does not look like the little boxes that were in the disenchantment den. It looks like a much fancier little box. But, you know.
Oh hell yeah.
Yes.
I can't really steal these with him looking.
Ah.
So,
And you say out loud to be right beside you.
Could you turn around for a sec?
Toll will, as everyone else kind of like, I presume, kind of starts to sit down and stuff, Toll will put out a hand onto your shoulder, Winsler,
Uh-oh.
and will
I know you're doing bad things.
and will kneel down, which is the first time you've seen this happen. And
This
will
is very intimidating.
Yes, it's this very large spherical head right in front of you now, and will say, "We are aware of what you are doing."
Make us a baby brother. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
The new one's tear must be polished.
Is that my specific task?
You could entrust it to myself.
Okay.
It is necessary. Else the new one will have not ideal desires.
Not ideal.
You don't want to make an evil golem.
He wants to make frozen yogurt.
It is a fast process.
I mean, okay. But don't.
Is it? Do I have permission to include the other Ari in this as well? It is important. It has been many years since a new one has been created.
I don't think I want Ari in this. Just if that's fine.
I will see what is possible alone. I will come to your dormitory and retrieve it under the cover of night so as to not rouse suspicion.
They say out loud.
They say out loud, all of you can hear this.
This is so fucking awkward.
Hear me out. We've known the majority of the time about all our crazy plans. I think he just assumes that we also know about this.
True.
Jesus Christ.
It is a fast process. It will not damage the tier.
All right. I think I get the point.
Very well.
Thank you.
Please begin your disenchantment. I will supervise.
All right.
Okay.
Gonna waddle over and take a seat.
Absolutely, everyone. Everyone can waddle over and take a seat if they wish.
I want to talk to my friends about the jar thing, but it's awkward because there's another person here. And it's like,
It's awkward because there is plus one other person and a
and
fucking clockwork
who
golem.
knows the rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to go to the sewers maybe tonight or tomorrow, and it's like,
Look over there.
That's been tried before.
Oh yeah.
So, I presume y'all are going to do some actual disenchantment instead of goofing around and stealing wands?
Yes.
I mean, we kind of
But
have no
what-
choice
but
but to
what are
do
the
our work properly
But
this
what
time.
are the things that we are disenchanting? Just boxes?
Great question.
Or like the things that inside the box?
It's a box full of like wands and other things this time.
Ooh, other things. What are
Like miniature tolls.
Oh shit.
So, all of you reaching into the boxes, putting the wand in the disenchantment machine, breaking them down. You work through this small box. There's probably only like 7 or so wands in here, actually. So it's fairly quick for 5 people. At the bottom, however, there are 3 distinctly not wand objects.
Ooh.
They appear to be, from what you've learned in your limited magical education, and by that I mean last semester in spellcraft you learned about the different types of spell focuses, foci. They appear to be rods, which are
Oh wow.
which are distinct
hell
from
yeah.
which are distinct from wands and also
Rods.
staffs. They seem
Wands,
to.
but badass.
It's like the in between step between a wand and a staff. You know?
It can be used as a weapon in 2 different ways.
So it's
The
longer
middle
and
chi- the
thicker?
middle
I imagine
child
it's like a
of
baton.
Magic.
They're definitely baton lengthed, yes. But if the 3 of them appear to be very, very distinct from one another. One is very glittery, and it has a large bell on both ends.
Oh, that sounds really obnoxious.
One is like it's like metal, and it has a little crystal ball on the end of it. Very scepter looking.
Ooh.
Wait.
And the
Well, that sounds
last
familiar.
And the last one is just a long stick, and it has little strips of cloth like nailed into it. And on the
Yeah.
end, there's just a brass head of a frog.
Nailed into it?
Yeah. It looks very like junky.
Can I take
I bet.
can I take the metal crystal
The
ball
with
one?
the crystal. Absolutely. You pick it up. It has some wonderful heft. You feel very royal while holding it.
Ooh.
One looks like it was properly made. One looks like some kid's like horrible art project, and the other one just looks like you got it at a yard sale.
Yep.
You insult it, and then another child ghost appears, like making fun of my projects.
Oh,
Is
there's a
this a
very
clue?
important thing that I forgot about the frog one. The frog, it's just the head of the frog. It's not, and it's made of brass. And around its neck is a ruff. It's those like fancy frilly white collars that people like nobles used to wear.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Yes.
It's a noble
that.
frog.
King Frog.
So
Why
integrity.
are we destroying these? These are amazing.
Integrity, you picked up the little metal one with the little crystal ball on it. And you feel very like in charge while you hold it.
Ooh. No, that's a feeling that integrity likes.
I
Oh,
need you
no.
to make
Suspicious.
I need you to make an arcana check, please, as you hold this item.
Hey, Lamau, it's cursed.
I got a 15.
Oh no.
A 15. Very well. A 15. Okay. as you're holding this and kind of like thinking to yourself how great and confident you are in yourself for this short duration, the crystal ball lights up a little bit and emits this dull white light, and then as if it how do I describe this? It appears it looks more it let me get the visual in my mind 1 second. Okay.
I'm worried.
It lights up, this dull white light emits from it, and it starts to roll, if that makes sense. Like in the little attached to the rod still, it starts to like roll over, and you see an iris look at you, Integrity.
Ooh, oh my gosh,
And
this
it's
is like Lord of
creepy.
the Rings.
Oh no.
And it has this like it's just this deep green iris, and it's just iris.
Ooh.
Is that right? Is that correct? Who cares? It's this deep. It's like a let's say light green. We got a lot of green eyes recently. Let's not say green. Sorry. Let's say like a nice brown.
Let's say purple.
And it's just let's say purple, and it's just looking at you. Yes.
I'm going to stare at it in the eye.
It
It's a
blinks.
competition.
It
Staring
blinks.
contest.
Power move.
As you're staring at it, Integrity, it will blink a few times.
Oh my gosh.
The eyelids seeming to be not real, more like a spectral component of the thing. You want to break it?
Break it?
I mean, you have to disenchant it, yes.
Can't I keep it?
Dude, it's right there.
You can try.
I'm going
boy.
to keep it.
Make a stealth check, please.
I got a 20.
Okay. You can slip it into your cloak pocket as someone else like knocks a bunch of stuff, or like you can knock. I don't know. How do you sneak this into your cloak pocket? What's the strategy? It succeeds, so just tell me how it succeeds.
It succeeds because I'm going to so I took the rod and I'm going to walk around, just like how big is this room?
It's fairly big. It's probably like the size of your dorms, which
Okay.
is much larger than the actual disenchantment den.
And there's things that I can browse and stuff.
Like shoplifting the pins in the Hot Topic bins.
What a universal experience. Yeah, there's stuff on the walls that are like pinned to the walls, little announcements from the school. Some of them are very old and covered in dust, but yeah, there's stuff.
So basically at this point I'm looking away from Toll and I'm like, interesting. They won the Ball Cup in 18012.
18.
Nice. And
Man, you're in the future.
Wow.
My favorite sport is the ball cup.
and while I'm saying this, since I'm facing away from Toll, I can sneak it into my cloak.
Absolutely.
And like no one can hear what's happening too because I'm talking at the same time.
Oh, what a devious plan. This happens.
Starts talking louder as you try and get it into your pocket. It doesn't work.
It like
Oh my
snags and you're
gosh.
like,
Look at this article right here. Professor Long John.
Professor John.
One alone from the
Why
department
did I think you were about to say he went a long john?
Department of
That's
Magic.
where he got his name from.
So you managed to sneak this rod into your cloak. Do the rest of you want to break these other two rods, perchance? The glittery one or this frog one?
I want to pick up the frog one.
I thought you would never say it, Serenep.
Oh yeah, what's up?
You pick up the frog one, and it has like these essentially tassels that are nailed to it of cloth. And as you pick it up, you just hear the like a whooshing noise, like someone turned a vacuum on in the other room. And it's like the little tassels start to like flutter in the wind, and the actual head of the frog, like its mouth opens and will say,
Uh-oh.
and you hear like trumpets in the background, like "Doo, doo, 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 doo." And you hear, "The Grand Duke of the land calls for your aid. A cruel beast has fallen upon the realm, and a true champion must rise to meet it, else all good will be destroyed forever."
Excuse me, what?
I think this one came with the DLC.
What the heck?
So what do you want to do with the rod,
what a-
Sarah?
I'm gonna look to the others.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, sorry, does like the, do I recognize the Duke?
The
Or,
Grand
like,
Duke?
The Grand Duke?
The Grand Duke.
Like, hear me out. Is this just like, is this something like someone like recorded and they're like, go on this grand adventure, or is there like a legit like history behind this thing talking to me?
Y'all can give me history checks if you want.
Oh, hell
I'm
yeah.
curious too.
I mean, sure. Why not?
9.
23.
Nice.
21. Loud ass rod.
20. Oh my gosh, 20, 21, and 23.
Too good of rolls. I just need to make the DCs higher, folks.
No.
There is
Don't do that.
Because
there
that's
are,
when we'll actually like fail and die.
there are no dukes or duchies in the East at all, to your knowledge. At least for like a couple centuries at the very least. They are obsolete at this point.
Okay.
Toll will say, with a very stern posture, and say, "That one is quite the nuisance. It
Like,
has been."
I point to Serenep, cast message, and whisper, "Do you want to keep it?"
I'm gonna cast message back and say, if there's a way to not have it yell for the rest of detention.
Okay,
Yes.
I want to distract Toll then and let
Okay.
Serenep do her thing.
Okay.
So
How do you do
I'm just
such?
gonna go up to them
Mhm.
and like close to their field of vision and be like, so about Professor Underbow, are we also like in danger? Because I don't know if it was like he was specifically targeted or if there's like some like murderer running around trying to attack all of us. So like I know that we're like in lockdown, but doesn't that just like make us more in danger? Because if someone's going around killing people, they know where all the students are because we're all in our dorms. Like, wouldn't that be dangerous for us?
Miss Marchand, do you know anything about the murder?
I that's why I'm asking you, because I really want to know if we're going to be targeted or not.
Judging by what the former headmaster has said, it appears to be of no great concern to students.
Of course not.
Good to know. Good to know.
So while this is happening,
Yes.
I'm going to sneak
Mm.
if I let go of it, like if I like test it, if I let go, does it stop making the noise and everything?
Yeah, no, trumpet stop, wind stops as soon as you let go of it. And like put it down on the table.
So I'm going to like walk over to where Integrity went to see what she was looking at.
Mhm.
And I'm going to
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna like slip it in, because like my robe is like the proper robe with
Correct.
like all
of
the
you,
pockets and everything.
all of you have proper robes except for Winsler. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm also tall, and that gives me extra space. So I'm gonna slip it in, make sure I don't touch it, like it's just sitting in the robe itself, and then I'm gonna cast Major Image, recreate the rod in my hand, and then break it to make it look like I actually did it.
Okay. Give me
But now it's hidden in my robe.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check, please, with advantage, because Mira is helping you.
That is a 18.
An 18.
My other roll was a 6, so it's an 18.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Just to let you guys know, I upped the ACs now.
So, you would put the staff or put the rod down on the desk to see if it stopped making the noise, and then picked it up with your robe, right? And kind of very very non-suspiciously walked over to where Integrity was looking at ancient, weird announcements, I guess, about people getting loans and winning ball cups. And you, as Mira jabbers at Toll, you can slip it into your pocket, like the pocket, like inside pocket, right? So that it's like hidden. And you feel it kind of like, so here's what I'll say. You can do this and you can be successful. It will be like leaning against you though.
As long as I'm not like physically holding it though, it won't start the thing, right?
To your knowledge, yes.
And so far it hasn't made any noise or anything like that.
As you're like holding it in your robe, no. But you're putting, as you start to like put it into your robe, you can see like the tassels start to like wiggle a bit. Actually, as you approach your like central mass, like as it approaches your torso, the tassels probably wiggle a little bit, you know?
Oh.
If that makes sense.
This isn't gonna work. Why did you give me such a cool thing? I have a really weird question. Can golems look up?
Can golems look up?
Golems are pigs. They
This is a
cannot
genuine
look up.
question.
It has this golem Toll has a spherical crystal head, so presumably it can see in every direction simultaneously. But you don't
it can
have
look
a way.
inside of itself. It's disgusting.
You don't have a way to like actually know that. That's just probably an inference.
Yeah.
Like here's what you would probably know. You've probably been speaking to one of them before, and they will interrupt the conversation to yell at someone doing something irresponsible behind you or behind them, right? So giving you the understanding that they might be able to see 360 degrees around them, like one of those cool
Okay.
GoPro mounts.
Golden Pro.
And I can't think of another trick to.
Just shove that rod in
Hide
there. Just shove it in there. It's fine.
But like, if I get caught, then I'm gonna get in more trouble.
But you have a very good ability to talk your way out of trouble, right?
That's very true as well.
This is very true.
But
I can't
if
remember
I
an
get too
entire.
cocky with that, that's when I'll fail.
I can't remember a single time where any of you have failed to talk your way out of a problem. So
I guess I'm gonna take the chance, slip it into the robe,
okay,
and
Cool.
I'll still do major image to make it look like
of course,
I still have it in my hand.
of course,
So that if it does make noise for right now, it at least makes sense. And then I'm gonna go over and disenchant it,
Okay.
quote unquote.
Okay, you flip it into your robe. You hear
Crunch,
it
crunch.
start to trumpet, and you can hear muffled words.
I
And-
cough.
God damn it.
In
Loudly.
your hands, there's this little rod. You can go over and disenchant it, haha. But it's the spell, so you know yes, this is all. It makes sense. Serenep, I need you to make an Arcana check, please, and thank you.
Okay.
It's very important stuff, folks. Very important stuff.
That's a 17.
A 17 is an excellent number.
no.
You in your heart, you Serenep in your heart, which the this rod is very close to. You feel I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but bear with me for a moment. You feel trumpets in your heart, Serenep.
Aww.
Now I feel in my heart the urge to go adventure and do the thing.
The internal sense of triumph, yes. And the rest of
yes.
you, as Serenep disenchants this thing, and you hear the muffled sounds of trumpets and voices stop. And then from Serenep's back, like, you see the small spirit of a frog, like a little
Oh.
spectral frog pop out through her back. And
What?
then it goes through probably Syndra's chest next, and then goes through your chest or through your chest and out your back, Integrity. And it's like just this little puff of magic that seems to be moving around through everyone, you know. And as it passes through you, you hear these little trumpets in your heart as well.
I've
And
got
then-
the magic in me.
Oh my god.
Winsler, it passes through your heart. Winsler, you feel especially odd about this. You hear these very muffled trumpets. You don't know if anyone else is hearing muffled trumpets. Everyone else, you are not hearing muffled trumpets. But Winsler, you hear these kind of muffled or distant trumpets that seem to be like falling away from your heart, if that makes any sense
What
at
the
all.
fuck?
Mira, finally,
Your soul was not pure.
Mira, finally, you standing there in front of Toll feel this like little push against your back, and then you see a small spirit of a misty frog come out your chest. It attempts to go through Toll, like their chest, and it does, but it doesn't seem to do anything, and then it comes back around and like wisps through its Toll's head. And every time it goes through one of you guys, it grows a bit larger and a bit more real looking, if that makes sense.
Oh.
Huh.
Until
Is there
finally,
a way to like physically catch it?
well, I mean, it's going through your bodies, so it seems to be an incorporeal thing.
But like you said, it's becoming more real, right?
It is becoming more real, yes. So you can try to grab it if you'd like.
I would like to try and grab after it does it a couple of times and like
Uh-huh.
gains more of a physical form to it. I'm
Mhm.
gonna try and catch it.
Okay. You reach out with your hands and grasp at it, and it seems to just like turn back into a little bit of mist and then realize and then form back together into a real looking frog. A frog wearing a large ruff, wearing some very fancy purple and orange doublet tucked into some very tight pants. A very nobly dressed frog standing on its back legs. And when it finishes going through all your chests, it lands on the floor and will do a large bow and will say, "I humbly thank you for accepting the heart's desires, the heart's quest. The Grand Duke will be in ever your debt." And it will wiggle in its hand four little...
I think the frog is the Grand Duke.
How is the best way? Little wisps. They look like little embers almost, I think is the best way to put it. And they all seem to be on little leashes and are in the frog's hands. And the frog will say, "The Grand Duke will return to you what it might need to deal with this evil cruelty in a matter of moments. We thank you humbly." And it will bow deeply, almost like hinging at its like froggy hips and like bending completely in half so that its small face almost is like brushing the ground. And then it
Jesus.
will vanish in a puff of peach smoke.
Did we just get into a pact with a frog?
I
that's what
think we
happens.
somehow did.
And I'm gonna say, so that's what happens when you free a frog
That-
from a rod.
That felt really weird.
And here, I
it's-
thought we just have to kiss it or something.
And Serenep, in your heart, and in everyone else's heart, I guess, you stop hearing these trumpets.
That was
And
a good tune.
the like weird muffledness from the rod in your actual pocket, Serenep, seems to go away. And Winsler, I feel like you would feel this the most profoundly.
Uh-oh.
You feel a sudden and like a loss. Like there's something missing. Like something has just been taken away from you.
Not Wiggles.
Sad trumpet noises.
Sad trumpet noises. And I think, where is Mr. Wiggles, Ben? Is he in your
I
pocket
knew
I
right
it.
now?
knew it.
Is he in your pocket right now?
He would have been, yeah.
Okay. You feel the weight of Mr. Wiggles vanish as this peach puff of
No!
smoke.
What?
No!
What?
Did this
No!
frog just steal a cat?
And so we, the proverbial camera of this podcast
Excuse me?
now follows through this peach colored mist, and we see this frog, this noble frog wearing its large ruff, now standing in the woods. It looks around for a few seconds, looking very scared, and we see four other things with it. We see a small gray cat, Mr. Wiggles. We see a 9-tailed blue squirrel, Ida Idleberry.
No.
Did you
We
just
see a purple quilled hedgehog Virgil.
Oh no!
And we see an origami crow. Crowrigami.
Oh my god!
And that's
Guys,
where
I'm so
we
sorry all of our pets
are.
just got kidnapped.
That's where we're ending this episode.
What
the fuck?
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I
This
play
asshole
Origami, a
frog,
level
he
1
just stole our
origami bird.
friends.
Luke, if the next episode is not from the pet's point of view, kicking this frog's butt, I'm suing you. I will find a way to make this work.
Sarah, could you do the outro?
Sure. Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. If you did, it would mean a lot for you to leave a rating or a review on iTunes or whatever podcatcher app you use. It really helps us out a lot. If you would like to see teasers, fan art, maps, and other really cool exclusive content, you can check us out on Instagram or Twitter at Trials and Trebs. If you play Animal Crossing, I also made a custom design for how to have Wildcliff robes in the game, and
Oh
that's
my
on our
lord.
Twitter. So that's like a fun thing. We also have a Discord server where you can talk to us and other fans, and you can find the link to that on our social media. Finally, we have a Patreon, and it would really mean a lot if you were to support us. Not only will you be able to vote on and listen to exclusive bloopers and bonus episodes, but it also helps us get better equipment, better editing software, and just devote more time to creating a more high-quality podcast for you all. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear for you to hear from us next week.
Thank you, everyone, for
It was going
listening
so well.
this week. I'm pleased as punch with everything that happened today. I hope that you tune in next week to hear what happens next. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.